right, boys. Today we're back and we're with my man, Shyam Patel. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me on, man. I look forward to this for so long.
Bro, I'm such a huge fan of your social media. I'm such a big fan of all your content, everything that you're doing. Bro, I've been looking forward to this like crazy.
Thank you. Likewise.
I got to get into it. So, bro, give me a rundown. How did you get into all this? How do you start getting into real estate?
Yeah.
Fill me in, catch me up to speed.
Man, I actually used to drive trucks, like, full-blown CDL and everything. I used to hot shot, and then I met, there was David Chandler Smith on YouTube, and he was actually, he's like a real estate mogul, and he started off with door knocking. So he was recruiting, so I just dropped everything I was doing. I was like, he's hiring for the summer, maybe I could learn from him. So I just started, hire me. And so I started door knocking for him. So I door knocked, 10, 15,000 doors, over a 6 month period. And I wasn't even doing real estate. I was just in hopes of learning real estate through him. And so I failed real big on buying a 4-unit at the time. And
What do you mean you failed real big?
So I wasn't bankable, because it's just everything 1099, you know? So in the bank side, it's who's this chum trying to buy this property? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I was like, no, there's got to be some sort of way. I have to get into real estate. And I didn't really know about wholesale. I just thought it was a scam. I straight thought it was a scam.
It sounds scammy.
It does. It does.
Scammy. It really
Yeah.
does.
So as I started door knocking, I had a buddy of mine just quit everything he was doing 2 weeks in. And he had a lease and everything. So I'm like, that's crazy. I wait till the end of the time. And a buddy of mine that was door knocking with me, he introduced me to him. As of till then, all I heard of him as is a rumor, oh, this kid just got out of this. And then when I started speaking to him through social media, through Instagram, he's like, oh yeah, I do this thing called wholesaling real estate. And he's like, oh, I was starting to go real low on my spending. So I started, getting this job. And he said a deal came through and he got paid 20 something grand. And he was like, screw this, man. I got to just leave right now, scale. Ever since, that summer, while I was door knocking, he made 180 grand doing his first flip, just blew through the waters, And he was 19 at the time or something. So I was like, what? What is this? You got to teach me, blah, blah, blah. He gave me one of his courses, and Jacob Blank, you know him?
Okay. You know what? I do. I know.
Yeah.
His content's good. He's super about it. Okay.
Yeah. So I started going through this whole course, and I was like, all right, I got to do this. I started working, and I started basically cold calling on Zillow, FISBOs, agents.
Yeah.
I just started calling, just to start working this process. And man, the rest was history. Because then he introduced me to somebody else. I was like, getting nowhere. I need to join a team. And then a buddy of mine, also named Nick, he's from the Bay Area, and he put me on his team. And I ended up 7 months later doing my first deal.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just nonstop calling. I was working 8 to 10 hours every day.
7 months is a long time.
Yeah, because I went all in. Before that, I was always going from all right, this is going to get me wealthy. This is going to get me wealthy. No, this is going to get me wealthy. I was always boat hopping, So this time I was like, no, I'm going all in or I'm going to die. So do or die. So I went into debt, credit card debt, started driving Ubers because I didn't have enough money. So I'd work whole day and then listen to podcasts and then listen to Pace Morby. On his course.
Yeah.
So I'll just go all in. And I'll be sleeping 3-4 hours a day. And then, I finally just, did my first deal. I made $2,000. I was like, damn, that was nothing. But you know what? It gave me fuel. I'm like, this is legit. I'm not crazy,
You got
and
the
then
proof of concept.
Yeah.
That's so funny. My first day was $2,700.
Yeah.
Split between me and another guy. So I was so happy though.
Yeah.
It was a rapid poison to me.
Exactly. And you know what it is? It's kind of like an itch, It's damn, I got to go get my next deal now, So I'm calling even harder. You know what I mean?
Because you're right. You've indicated that it's real.
Exactly. And you know what the biggest problem is that there's too many avenues of wholesale.
Yes, bro.
Because I was
thank you. You're right.
sub 2 cash, novations. What am I doing? We're going to try it all. And that was the worst mistake ever.
Yes.
If I just stuck to one thing and just went deep, I would have cut my whole career of finding that first deal into a quarter of the time.
I so agree. It's funny that you say that. I was literally having that conversation with, do you know Michael Ho?
No.
Okay. You know what? In Philly, really, really big name.
Okay.
Him and I were talking about it today. if you do a bunch of strategies at once when you're first starting out, it's going to take you a really long time to get a deal. But if you just focus on one strategy, just shut up one strategy and just go really deep in it,
right?
You can get a deal quick,
super quick. Yeah. So like, you know, I loved cash. You know, everybody's like doing sub twos and stuff. I had a buddy of mine that was like right alongside of me. His name is Alex. He started getting sub 2 deals from agents.
Okay.
And it was just back to back to back, you know, from just one solid relationship.
Yeah.
So I was like, just all in, like, all right, I got to do something, you know, sub 2, whatever. But ever since I hit my cash, I got another cash deal. You know, it's just like, and then another one. And it's like just cash. And then I was like, wait, how much are you making per assignment doing all these creative deals? I'm doing like double that cash, you know? So I'm like,
you stick with simple.
Yeah. And so much liability doing all that creative stuff. Because now you're, you know, let's say if you're doing a sub 2 transaction, now you need a reputable buyer that's not going to default on the mortgage. Because if they do, like, everything blows up.
Yeah.
You know?
They want to be involved in the chaos if that happens.
Exactly.
Maybe you do for a fat bag, but not
right. And that's the crazy part. You're not even making fat bags doing, like, the sub 2 deals. Because, like, you know, everything's on the entry fee. So your assignment fee is also in the entry fee, which needs to be low. Exactly. So it's like you end up getting, like, you know, the seller in like a really bad spot, the agent in a bad spot. They never want to work with you again or whatever, you know. So I just loved cash. And then unless, you know, if I were to buy my own deal, but still I just love cash. So
right. The regular cash transactions, all the big wholesale companies, their buy boxes are so small.
Right.
They only do cash.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the guys that I talk to that are big time over here, the Santinis, the Phil Vaughns, the George Beatties, the Justin Johnsons, they're not doing creative finance deals.
Exactly.
They're buying it and selling it.
Exactly.
Or they're wholesaling it.
Right.
They're not going crazy and they make the most money. I'm going to shut up and do what they do.
Exactly. 100%. So, and then also, I just started networking with people like you know?
Yeah.
Just people that were doing better than me, you know? And then, like, they'll just start teaching me along. So, it was awesome. And then I got into this mentorship. It's multifamily strategy. Because at the end of the day, I always wanted to just own, you know? Like, wholesale is cool and all, but I just wanted to own. And I thought, like, wholesale was the best way to get in, to learn and be a master of all the deals, you know?
Which is very smart.
Exactly. So then I went into multifamily strategy, and the guy was basically saying to me, it was Cody Davis and Christian Osgood, and I'm not familiar with the multifamily space.
Okay. Don't shoot.
So they're basically saying it's all relationships, right? And so they would call like just landlords, all the biggest landlords in their space, and they would basically just call them just to say hi, introduce themselves, tell them their goal, and then tell them what they're looking for, you know, and then ask them how they started. So then they're building that relationship.
Very smart.
So I started doing the same thing. And then I started, like, you know, making a brand for myself.
Okay.
And then, you know, all, like, players in the game know other players in the game.
Facts.
Right?
Like, so small.
Exactly.
So small.
Exactly. So, like, one landlord would be like, oh, I know a buddy of mine that's looking to sell. Oh, maybe then they start having coffee or whatever. Then they're like, oh, there's this kid that hit me up. He's awesome. He's a workaholic, blah, blah, blah. You should help him out. Do a deal with him, you know? And then it would just be like portfolio owners doing deals with me, right? So there would be
powerful.
Yeah, okay. So like let's say if some guy has like 20, 30 units, he's looking to just like offload everything, right? Now I got like 20 deals coming from just one guy.
From one client?
Yeah.
Bro,
and it's free marketing. You know, so no marketing cost, deals coming over and over and over again.
Okay.
So yeah, that was like the greatest strategy that I had.
So you found the people that own the most units and only focused on them.
Yeah. So that's how
dogs. There's not that many of the top dogs.
Exactly.
A lot of people you probably had to really
right.
get into.
Yeah. So that's how I got into like South Jersey with no marketing cost. And I was really good at door knocking because I went through so many, right? So I'd go into like all the hoods like Salem, and I would like put sticky notes.
Yeah.
Like
the reverse driving for dollars.
Yeah.
They call it.
But I would do it like crazy. Like they'll probably think I'm on crack or something because I'm out here taking 1 or 2 notepads and going through the whole thing. And then I'm like, oh wow, I'm out of like notepads. I got to go back home, you know? So like if I'm even in that area, if I'm in any area, let's say if I'm doing foreclosures, right? Instead of just doing like 1 or 2 houses, I do the whole neighborhood, you know? And then like by the time I get to the guy that's foreclosed, you know, or being foreclosed on, I know everything about him. I know his neighbors. I know like what neighbors has like a daughter that's graduating college or whatever. Like I know everything, you know. And then even if I don't get that guy, I get calls from like 3 different neighbors saying, "Oh, my grandma's passed away. I got this house," and like she was never even on the list. She's not on any list, you know. I'm getting phone calls calling in, you know, and then I started getting deals left and right with still no marketing cost. You know, it was just my time invested.
Yeah.
And then so once I started getting money, I started actually like, you know, putting money into systems and processes. And then that's how I started scaling.
Because you're not going to be doing that forever. If you want to make a ton of money.
Heck no. But I tried to teach that to other people.
But that's a great way. I should be telling people to do that. That's very smart.
Yeah. But I still haven't had. I had one girl. I found her from door knocking. So she was door knocking when I was fixing one of my properties. And so I just went up to those girls. And she ended up getting me a deal in like 2 weeks, a week and a half to 2 weeks from door knocking.
Did you pay her?
Yeah, of course. I paid her. And, you know, I don't know what happened with her situation, but she stopped. And I was like, okay, if this worked with her, I'm going to make a team.
A door knocker?
Yeah.
That's smart.
And didn't really end up working out at all. No.
Okay.
Because everybody's work ethic is not there. You know what I mean? So, like, you might say, like, hey, look, this thing works. But I was going crazy door knocking. I wasn't even eating any food while I was door knocking. I'm just like,
not gonna do it like you.
More doors. Like I'm like running door to door. I'm like more sticky notes, talking to anyone and everyone, mailmen, like a random dude walking down the street. I'm like out here just like breaking up a conversation, you know. But these people are not gonna do that, you know.
No.
So, but yeah, I had to basically look at stuff that I can just scale and just hire people as employees instead of like hiring entrepreneurs. That are just going to like, even if they do got that work ethic, they're going to go branch off to do their own thing.
As soon as they understand,
exactly.
It's easy to reverse engineer, they're going to leave you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you do VAs or?
You know, my team is so small. It would shock me, brother. I'm very open about it.
Yeah.
I have one VA who is like my admin / transaction coordinator / bad news. He's my boy, Adnan. I love this man. My guy. Shout out to Adnan.
Is that Egyptian?
Pakistan.
Okay.
So I have him.
Interesting.
I have him in Pakistan, and then I have a personal driver. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Jimmy, my guy, and then and that's it, bro. That's all I have. I do my acquisitions and I do my dispositions because my goal is to only do for right now 1 deal a week.
Interesting.
That's it. I don't want to do more than that right now. I don't want to do less. I want to do 1 deal at a $25,000 a week pops. If I spend $5,000 a week, I could make $20,000 profit, and I'm cool with that. I do that every week. It's 1 deal a week. I don't need I don't need an acquisitions guy for a deal a week.
Yeah.
I don't need a dispo guy for a deal a week.
100%.
And I'm doing inbound marketing, so I don't. Whatever, dude, it's 15 leads a week, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not looking to sell in 30 days, I'm not even going to talk.
Right. Yeah.
I don't really need a team.
Yeah.
You know, and I have kids. I don't want to be dad. I've been dad to a squad before and didn't like it.
Right.
That may be crazy, but that's how I feel.
No. It makes so much sense. I don't have like kids yet. You know what I mean? So I can go be this like workaholic, whatever.
Heck yeah, you should.
Yeah. But you know, you got to allocate your time. So that's also like awesome. And I respect you a ton for that. You know, you're like the family man. You're also being the businessman.
Yeah, bro.
I love the whole driver gig. You know, that's like awesome.
That's great, bro.
I gotta work up to you.
Dude, you should get the drivers.
Yeah.
Best thing I ever did because I'm on my phone all day.
Yeah.
You know how much work I've done today?
Yeah.
I've been on the road all day going from thing to thing to thing.
Right.
You know, I would have gotten nothing done.
Yeah. No, that's awesome,
he's my
man.
guy.
That's awesome. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, he's about to become like the next Donald Trump. Like that. That's awesome, man. Oh man.
Not quite.
But, as far as like lead goes, you know, I love how you basically are so efficient. You know, there's not too many like people. There's not too many moving parts, and you're focusing on like growth instead of volume. And that's like what I'm learning right now. I'd rather be doing like bigger deals and less instead of just so many, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm going nationwide. And
you've seen that to me before. I'm interested in that.
Yeah. So it's PPC.
Of course.
Yeah. And, you know, everybody's like PPL, you know, just start going that route. And, you know, I tried to go that route. However, I had a few other people in the game telling me like, some of these companies are going to be shady. They're going to shop out their leads between like you and like 10 other people. So you don't really know, you know, if they're like legit leads or they're already been like spoken to like 3 people or whatever. So I kind of got like, you know, I was like, nah, I don't know if I want to do that because I'm going to spend top dollar and then I don't even know if these are like legit, you know what I mean? Because like, you know, the people that I spoke to, they're like, oh, it didn't work out for me.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, so what can I do to generate my own, right? So I hired off one company, didn't work out. Used a buddy of mine. He also did marketing, but never for wholesale.
Yes.
So I hired him, and then that didn't work out. And so, you know, one guy DM'd me who turned out to be a really good friend of mine now, and he does like wholesale. He was like super, super small following. I looked at his content. I'm like, this guy's giving free game. Like, this is awesome.
Is it PPC Wolf? Who is it?
It's Muhammad.
Okay.
Yeah. He's Muhammad Torfa, and he's out of Dubai, and he does a lot too. So he basically was offering his services to me. I'm like, no, man, I'm trying to do Google. Because he was like, Facebook. Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm trying to do Google, man. I heard like Google's way better, blah, blah, blah. I started convincing him. And he was like, all right. And he was like, okay. So then he was like, look, he has this like little course thing.
Okay.
That, you know, I can learn from and I can just join as like a monthly thing. And I was like, nah, man, I'm really just trying to do Google. Can you do Google ads? He was like, no, I don't do them yet. So then we started going back and forth. I'm like, man, just teach me. How much is it going to be? So I just started bidding. He's like, I don't even do this yet. So then like I got him to like teach me this. You know, I was like, I'll pay whatever. Like, we just got to do this. He convinced me and like going all out. And then he was like, look, once we started learning, he was just like, I'm going to show you everything that I do for Facebook. And if it ends up like, you know, impressing you, I don't even think you should do anything else until you go ahead and master Facebook and then go to like Google and then go to like TikTok or YouTube.
Yeah.
So he showed me his numbers on Facebook and I'm like, you doing that right now? Like everybody I've spoken to is like saying, oh, Facebook sucks now. And so, yeah, he's like running up the numbers with Facebook.
So you're doing Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not the only guy on here that's been raving about Facebook.
Yeah.
Mike Scarpa?
No. No. I got to connect more with these people.
Bro, I'll agree with him.
Yeah.
They do probably 4 or 5 deals a month. All the only thing they do is Facebook. They do real well with Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook is really, really well. So he was basically telling me that if it's not been working out for you already, it's mainly because, like, you know, these people aren't running these ads efficiently. Okay. And they're not optimizing it, and 2, they're not filtering them. So that was, like, the big thing is that, you know, things aren't getting filterized. Okay. You know, so these leads are just coming your way, and none of them are being filtered. So you're getting all the bullshit leads, you're talking to them, and then now you're judging Facebook because of these bullshit leads. You know what I mean? So I really needed him. And now, like, my systems are still trash, you know? Yeah. Like, my people are still trash. But I just have so many leads coming in, and that's been working out. You know what I mean? And so, like, now I'm working on, you know, I hired one follow-up specialist. I want to train her from, like, the start to finish, you know? Okay. Instead of just hiring someone that's already been trained. And so now I'm, like, working backwards. I had another buddy of mine, like the Nick that I started with. And he's done $600K or something like that in just JV deals this year.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, so what do I
guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he has still like his whole like wholesale operation going. Yeah. But then he started doing JVs as well. And it's been like skyrocketed, you know. And so he's telling me like, you know, with Sam Singh as well, if you know him.
I don't know.
Yeah, with Tiffany and Josh High.
Okay.
So they basically say you don't need to continue doing unlimited marketing. You can just hit 7 figures just from one marketing stream. You know what I mean? You can even hit 8 figures from just one marketing stream. So I really got to work on my systems and my people and the sales. You know, because if I'm like just alone, like just how you're doing it, then yeah, great. But then I want to like make it a business where I can one day just sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be the wholesale guy forever. Like I told you, my main thing was like, you know, owning.
Yeah.
So yeah, but this is like bringing in so much money. I'm like, I can't give this up now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I get that.
So yeah, man.
So how big is your team now? How many do you have VAs?
What do? So I have the follow-up specialist, and then I have me right now. I had more people, and then I just got rid of them. I'm gonna focus more onto cold calling now. Oh, yeah. And yeah, because I want to hit more South Jersey. So remember I was telling you I'm doing nationwide?
Yeah.
those deals are averaging like 7K. So yeah, exactly.
You can't do that, brother. It's too much work.
Yeah, and any deal I do in Jersey, it's like 20-30 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So even if I split like 2-3 ways with whoever's helping me, it's still good, you know. Yes. But that you end up splitting with a dispo guy or whatever, you just destroyed it. It's like wasted time.
The 7-piece?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
You're done.
You're done. You're cooked.
Or if there's 3 people involved, like now you're just completely done.
Exactly.
You know, it's barely covering your marketing.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. And the greatest part is like the only reason why I've been just able to survive that whole thing is because my marketing's so cheap. You know, there was a time where it was only like $15 to $17 a lead.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I could crank those leads out.
Yeah.
You know, I could be like, all right, marketing spend, crank it up, leads coming in, and you know, so it's like even some like just slip or like fall through the cracks, and you're still doing deals. Like, you know, you might have to do a deal in like 1 in every 10 or 1 in every 15. I could crank it up to 1 in 30 and still not have a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, whatever. We just keep getting more. But yeah, I need to definitely like, you know, stabilize the marketing spend and then make all the systems and sales like way, way, way better. You know what I mean? So I can you know, do bigger deals and not be running around hectic thinking that I need an army to take on these leads and, you know, just, you know, take down the volume, make the gross bigger.
Oh, wow. So, well, if you're going to do cold call, you're going to need a little army, bro.
So that's another thing. So for the cold call, I had somebody say, you know, if you're going to start managing VAs and stuff, it's going to be a whole nother job of its own, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not trying to do any of that anymore. Like, I'm not trying to sit there, babysit a VA, and do all that. No, I'm done. I need to just like hire a company that's going to go ahead and like manage all that for me, and a reputable one.
That'll be very beneficial.
Yeah. So I have a buddy of mine that basically does exactly that. And he has a few VAs all at once, just through that one company. He speaks to one guy, and they go ahead and say, okay, you hire this one person, we're going to give you 1 to 2 leads per this guy. You know, so per guy you hire, you're going to get 1 to 2 leads.
Yeah, every day.
Per day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if we don't promise on that, we're going to work on the weekends. And we're going to get on our buck, and we're going to make up for those leads. So I was like, all right, we're going to do that. Because in Jersey, my cost for PPC goes way high. You know, way, way, way higher.
Bro, that doing PPL in Jersey, it's very expensive.
Yeah, but still, like, compared to, like, what my cost is, it's going to be still, like, a fraction.
Yeah.
You know? Yes. But I can't niche down. So I get a lot of listings and stuff like that.
Niche down, forgive me.
Yeah, so I can't just, like, hit people that are already in pain, like, people that are needing to sell. You know what I mean? Like, really, really needing to sell, like foreclosures or...
You don't hit them?
Huh?
You can't hit them?
So it's basically just advertising to anyone and everyone.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
So I can't really just be like, okay, anyone that's going through, let's say, a divorce, and we're just gonna like market to them.
Yeah,
it's not really doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and make an ad and like start marketing this thing. It's gonna go to everyone. You know, anyone that like I set the criteria to, but you might end up seeing my ads. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy. So that's why I was saying like cold calling. I'm still going to have my ads going for the PPC.
Yeah.
But then cold calling so I can hit targeted lists.
Oh,
you know?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
So that's why I was saying, like, if I can do that, then I can get, like, those even larger spreads, like those 40, 50K ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you get the big bag. The big bag.
Exactly. So, and then I have a buddy of mine that takes underwater properties, and then he makes them, like, fat, crazy large spreads. So I'm working on getting those too, that are just completely underwater with tax liens, stuff like that. And gets his attorney to hit them, you know, gets everything knocked off. And so like we're putting 2 properties for $1 each right now. And we're gonna...
God bless you. I don't know why. I don't understand. I'm gonna save my lane.
Yeah, so it's like those are like some really, really large spreads you could do.
Okay.
If you can, you know, find like a really nice attorney or someone that can crack in there and like crack in the city code, you know, speak to them and knock everything down. Because for the city, these properties are just sitting there. It's not doing any good. They're not paying taxes. Nothing's happening, you know. So those spreads can get real big.
Okay, yes, I get that. You got to be plugged in to get deals with a city like that.
Yeah.
So I've heard of that. Yeah, they give them to you basically.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, all kinds of like crazy lists and niches, you know. But yeah, I'm just focused on just doing gross now, and instead of just the volume. So
volume is tiring, bro.
It's so tiring because it's like, you know, it's nice to say, oh yeah, I do 10 deals a month, blah blah blah, but then you actually start understanding this, and it's like, no man, that's a joke. You do 10 deals a month, and how much are you making? At the end of the day, it's all that matters, right? How much you're making.
You need to either do 4 deals a month or 25, 30 deals a month. If you're doing 10 a month, it's probably, maybe not. It depends on the type of marketing you're doing. But like, you have to either go small or go big.
Right.
That's my opinion. In the middle, you'll die.
Exactly. It's just like in the multifamily space. So there's people with like egos. Oh, I got 500 doors. I got 1,000 doors. And they're like, you know, arguing with each other. But it's like, all right, how much of them do you own 100%? You know, are you got syndications going on? How much are you netting? You know, that's what matters. I don't care how many doors you got. How much are you making?
Yeah.
You know, so it's all an ego thing, and I don't really care. I'm not here to just brag. I'm just here to make money at the end of the day, you know?
Dang right,
so,
bro.
Yeah. So I love that about you. You know, like, oh, just one deal a week, you know, crush those 20, 30 pieces. Like, I love
what
that.
the heck? That's not a bad life. Call me that the achiever.
Well, I like that. It's just like going for the bigger ones, you know?
Yeah, and that gives me so much time to do the other things that I enjoy, still make a very good income. And if I wanted to buy a house a month on the side, I had the time and the flexibility to do that. I did a flip randomly. Like recently, maybe I'll do a flip a month on top of that, just with my boys to bonds, you know?
I've seen that. So you're partnering up with them, right?
Dude, Santini's my boy, bro. I just do it with Santini.
I was thinking about that too, because
he's a great person. You hit him up, yo, Santini, I want to do a flip, and I got a deal. Would you rock it with me? And if it's a good deal, he'll rock out with you.
Yeah, I've had like so many people. Like, remember I was saying I was networking with people, just to learn. I've had so many people say, "Oh yeah, just bring me a solid deal, and then we'll do it together." So it's like,
take them up on it, bro.
Yeah. So that's why I also like North Jersey. That's why I always say like I'll buy there. Because, like, I'll even put some money in there, and then we could go 50-50 or something. You know what I mean? And then I could stick to marketing, finding more deals, and they'll go run around and make the deals happen. Yeah. So I was like, that's awesome.
Good.
But for you, like, what's your end goal out of this? Like, where do you want to go? Like, say you're reaching that 1 deal a week, or sometimes you do 2 deals a week. With the nice deals, what's next?
What's next? We'll see. I can't give it all away.
You can't give it up.
But I got a lot of good stuff going on. No, I'm going to start buying some rentals. I don't have crazy goals outside of that.
Yeah. Not like commercial deals, because like, let's say.
No, I don't. No, for wholesale, I want to stay in my lane.
Yeah.
I like the single family space.
Yeah.
Next year I'll start holding rentals, but all my mentors want me to wait until I'm at a spot in my business where I can do what I call camping.
Yeah.
And I can just be like, okay, cool, I'm good with this right now. Like, I need to do 20% better every single year, just so like it keeps, you know, so it doesn't get worse.
Right.
But other than that, like, I'm cool with this general level of biz. Now let me add another thing to, you know, to the pot. So I'll do flips with Santini, because like it's really simple, and it's just fun. It's a good way to bond with your boys.
Definitely.
But like, I'm going to wait till next year. Next year, I'm going to start buying smaller multifamilies. Not big ones, but the smaller multifamilies. Start stacking up some doors.
Where at? Around here in Philly?
Most likely Philly.
Okay.
You know, looking for cheap shit. Cheap multifamilies, you know.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
More on the cash flow you're going to focus on, or appreciation?
No, the good cash flow isn't real unless you own it outright. That's a facade that they lie to you about. But that's not really true from what I see. A single person that I know that has rentals, the cash flow is not real. One person moves out, 15 grand. See you later. 10 grand, 15 grand.
Yeah.
Cash flow. There's no such thing. It's
right.
a facade unless you own it outright and your tenants are just old and they've been there for 10 years.
Yeah.
At that point, like, all right, whatever. Like those old school dudes that think that way, it makes sense because it's the truth for them.
Yeah.
But for most people, that's not real.
They've picked it up for like literally nothing compared to what they're worth now.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Sure. But like, no, I'm just doing that. That will be for a tax play and a wealth play, not a cash flow. I don't need any fucking cash flow.
Exactly.
I'm doing real well, bro.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean? I don't need the cash flow. I think cash flow is a poor man's game or a loaded man's game.
It is.
Not in the middle.
It is. And then unless you could really scale and buy these like, properties at little or nothing, where your cash on cash return is like ridiculous, then that's like the only way I see it, Exactly. Other than that, like you said, with these like lower end properties, something's always going to break. That's why even my CapEx, I run it so high. And some people are like, then what do you make? I'm like, not much, but I need to make sure that I'm safe for whatever is going to happen.
Yes.
All
right, forgive me. We got to interrupt the episode because guess what? I got to pay the bills. This episode is brought to you by my sponsor, Renovo Financial. If you need a hard money loan, bro, just shut up. Use Renovo. Everybody I know that's a shark in South Jersey, in Philly, they're using Renovo. The Tim T's, the Francescos, the Santini's, the Michael Ho's, you name it, everyone big. That's what they're using. How you doing? If you want a quick hard money loan, you want good rates, this is who you got to go to, baby. Happy hunting. So how many doors do you have?
Right now, 13.
13, you stacking them.
I am. So,
I love to hear it.
Yeah, I really wanted to scale, but then I was like, all right, I got to relax and not just take on any property. I got to take on properties, that I can build equity with,
Yeah.
So that way it is a wealth game. And then for us, we also want to not pay taxes on all the crazy money that we're doing deals on.
Yeah.
So, that's also, and another thing I learned is not doing these deals with all my money, so I can, start leveraging, raising capital, and then showing these people that I can actually perform on their capital. So I'm giving back because my goal is to do bigger multifamily. Yeah, so let's say I find like a slamming multifamily, I could just start raising capital from my previous investors, or I can have them, try to help me look for more capital because at least they believe in me because I already performed.
Yeah, sure. They have the proof of concept in you. They believe in you.
Exactly.
Social media will help tremendously when you raise money.
That's how I've raised all of it.
Social media, I'm sure, bro. You crush.
Yeah. And then even like with the JV deals. Do you do JV deals from like social media or no?
Yeah. I don't usually JV with other people. Like to sell my deals unless I'm like I need help with it.
Yeah.
A lot of young bulls and realtors send me their deals. So
right.
You got a deal and you need a buy. I'll sell in 2 seconds. And if it's garbage, I'll tell you that it's garbage so you don't waste your time.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
I won't send out garbage. I can't.
I've got so many people on TikTok ever since like my wife been helping me, with the entire TikTok game.
Yeah.
Left and right. My DMs are like filled and I don't even have time to like keep reaching back out to them. And
but you got it.
I got it.
You got it. They're nothing. It'll stop.
You're right.
Paige Morby even responds to people. And
100%.
I was thinking if he can respond, I can respond.
Yes, 100%. Definitely. So, yeah, I was asking you for like, what are you going to do in the future and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was saying like, since you focus on the gross, why not go for like commercial deals? Like, let's say if you were to wholesale like a commercial building, boom, you got like crazy assignment fee, right? That could cover all your assignments for like the next 2-3 months. You know what I mean? Have you ever looked into that or no?
This is what I think, and I have a good buddy, Frank McGovern. Are you familiar with Frank? Mm-mm. I got to link you with Frank. That's the only thing that he does, and he does real well with it.
Okay.
He has a crazy deal every quarter, probably.
Wow.
Or at least twice a year, just a huge, either a lot. It's like half the time it's industrial, half the time it's commercial, and I think that's cool. But I only know a couple guys like that, and I know so many guys that are just doing these single families.
Yeah.
It's so simple, and I'm a meat and potatoes type of guy.
100%.
So if I get to and I know that this works for a fact, I don't got to learn anything new, and I can just rock this. New isn't like a whole new game.
Right.
I have a game, I got a strategy.
Because like, what if you could do the same thing?
I can do this. My life is so good.
100%.
I'm gonna rock that. And if comes a time where I get bored or where I would like to grow, I will have been making stupid people money so long. whatever, I'll just shut down the business, start it then, and just redo it. I don't care.
Don't ever shut it down.
No, but I mean shut out the single family business.
Okay, I got you.
And then go after the commercial business. At that point, I can pivot wherever I want if that's where my heart ends up going. But right now, I love this so much. I love the single family game.
Yeah.
I love helping out these distressed people.
Yeah.
I just love it. So I'm going to stick with that.
Okay.
But
I like that.
Yeah. I'm so in tune with my heart and what I think. I don't care how crazy I sound.
Yeah, because I had a commercial deal in Salem. There was like an eight unit that my partner brought me. So I also do like property management with my partner, right? So she handles everything as far as property management goes. Like that's what she does, and she ends up like helping me get a lot of deals just from that, from the relationships,
property
from the
management. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So anytime we like even stumble upon some landlords. So yeah, if anybody needs property management, let me know. South Jersey. But yeah, like we do a lot of deals, and I got this one commercial one. It was an 8 unit, and I was thinking about taking it on for so long, but then I was just thinking like, all right, I got this headache in Salem, I got this one. It's all stopping me from like growing wholesale. Am I really gonna take this thing on? Nah, we go ahead and wholesale that thing, But that's awesome. If it was like a big enough commercial building, could wholesale it and even like negotiate a piece of the equity.
That's what Frank does. He gets the equity in all these.
Yeah. So that's awesome. You could go ahead and get both. You know what I mean?
You could get the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
Those are life-changing checks for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. And then like let's say even if that check is not good enough, at least now you're getting some revenue coming in as well, even from that. You're not even touching anything.
Have you done a lot of these deals?
Not yet. Not yet.
You're looking to get into this.
I want to so bad.
Itching.
I'm itching. Yeah. That's why I'm always talking about it.
Yeah.
Because from the beginning, it's always been my goal. It's just a multifamily.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, as far as right now, just like taking a step back and just refining everything I have right now.
I like that.
You got any advice for me for refining my wholesale operation?
Yes. Don't even bother with the cold call.
No?
If you want to be small. It depends on how big you want to be. If you want to be big, then they got a lot of people you can do. I think cold call is good. But my recommendation was get away from the cold call unless you have a really big team.
I see.
And the reason I say that is because to get a cold call deal, you need to talk to 40 people, 50 people. It's a lot of people you need to talk to.
Right.
Average deal size is still like going to be 15, 20 grand.
Yeah.
You can spend it's not as cheap as you think because you need to hire more. It's cheap in theory if it's small, but to do many deals, it gets very expensive.
It's not cheap at all
because and it's it's not financially expensive, but mentally expensive even because you have to have acquisition managers managing your stuff, and you have to rely on people. And there is law. You just have to, if you're going to do that, if you want to go that route while you're refining.
Yeah.
No, it'll be very expensive because you're most likely with the turnover. There was a period of
turnover of
your acquisitions people, not your cold callers. But if you want to do enough deals where you're making at least 100 a month, you need a couple acquisitions people
definitely
and a big volume. So when you're thinking about just what you want, do you want a big team? Then cold call will be slamming for you.
Right.
Phil Vaughn and Santini are crushing cold calls.
So that's what they're doing?
They're doing everything, but right now they're both telling me that this time last year, Phil Vaughn was like, cold calls crushing for me.
Yeah.
1 or 2 months ago, Santini was like, cold calls is the best thing that we're doing. But they've got teams of 20, 30 people. So when you're refining, if you want to grow big, that's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
If you want to stay small, inbound is the way to go. 15,
see.
Like if you do it locally, fuck it. Yeah. I guess it's expensive, but what's expensive?
Yeah.
$5,000 will get you 15 leads. We'll give you one deal.
Right.
And there's no follow-up. There's no follow-up.
Yeah.
Do you know Mark Maury?
No.
Mark the Shark?
No.
Once I was like, Mark the Shark, what's your follow-up process? He goes, what are you doing? What do you mean? I do inbound marketing. They either pick up and say, I'll sell right now, or they don't, and I'll never talk to them again.
Right.
It's real simple. So when you're, if you're going to be refining things, just as long as you keep your end goal in mind and how big you want to be, bro, you'll do it right.
Yeah, so just stick to the PPC and just scale it, just in the own market.
Well, it depends on what you want. If you want it to be a more slimmer, refined organization, it's got to be inbound.
100%.
So, but if you're shrinking it down to then balloon it up, maybe you'll love cold call.
Yeah.
George Beatty, I don't know if you know him, but he's the biggest person in the state of Pennsylvania and half the state of Florida and half the state of Ohio. George Beatty, problem property pals, not a human being, animal. Seriously, he was spending like a couple hundred a month just on mail, and recently switched it to all cold call. So cold call slam.
Interesting.
So you could do well with cold call, but just know that you have to grow it really, really big. So before you really dive into it, just know that.
I mean, the whole reason I stopped cold call is because I didn't want to keep managing people. So
that's the reason I'm saying it. Don't bother with the cold call.
Okay.
That's my recommendation.
Yeah. Only reason I thought about cold call is because the holidays came up, right? Yeah. And with all these drop shippers and ad spend started going higher and higher and higher. Yeah. So that's why I was like,
you had less and less competition, which is perfect.
Yeah, that's true. That's another way to look at it for sure. Yeah, bro. And then I was looking at it this route. I was like, okay, if I can start, hitting those cold call leads, then that could be also just different too. Because even if I do cold call, I could go real niche, and then I could also try to just hit those bigger landlords. Right.
Yes, you could do that.
So,
but it's proof of concept that works too.
Exactly. Right. So, but it's like a little teeter-totter of okay, I gotta get my pros and cons from both and see which one's the best. You know what I mean?
And whatever one works for you the best.
Yeah.
Because I also suck dealing with cold call people. You made me so good with it, bro. So it made me different.
Yeah. No. It's crazy. It's just when I was doing it all, that's when I was really successful. Yeah. Not the cold call part, but the everything else. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's at the minute I start hiring people, it starts crushing down, collapsing on me. So that's why I'm saying, as far as systems and processes go, I got to work crazy on that, especially the KPIs. Sure you track everything as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's huge. Yeah. So at least 2025, I'm just gonna be working on not going too much higher up on the marketing. It's just mainly refining what I already have.
What do you spend on marketing?
Take a guess.
I have no idea.
Take a guess. Just throw out a number for PPC.
How many deals are you doing a month? And I'll tell you.
1 to 3.
Oh, okay.
Just from the PPC.
From the PPC, I would assume that you spend at least 10.
Mm-hmm.
Higher or lower?
No, way lower. Oh yeah. Probably $3,000.
Oh, yeah. Bro, you just gotta see. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Then let me give you advice.
Yeah.
You want advice? This is the real advice.
Yeah.
Bro, fuck that. Spend money, do way less work.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion.
Right.
That's you are hard to look at me now.
Yeah. So majority of my deals come from relationships.
That's really
if it's not, that's why I only do that as far as PPC goes.
Yeah.
And then the ones that come from relationships, they're the money deals, they come in 20, 30 minimum,
Powerful.
Yeah.
The power of social media.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's where it's all at. But I really want to refine the PPC and make that as equivalent to the other deals that I do.
Yeah.
And together, there you go. I'm hitting 6 figures a month. You know what I mean?
Bro,
yeah.
Just through social media and that, you could live.
Yeah.
You don't need the stress of having a bunch of people, and you could easily make 100 a month.
100%.
Oh,
yeah.
The cold call,
right,
bro.
Right. So, I mean, at least by 2025, you'll see, what I got going on, for sure. Okay. You know what I mean? And then another thing I wanted to discuss with you is the whole, social media guru thing that we spoke about earlier. So, I know you told me a little bit about what you want to do in 2025. You're going to start implementing all that? Yeah.
With what? The buying some stuff?
The whole course and all that stuff I was talking about?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
2025, I'm hitting you with a free course. Y'all are going to love it.
Okay, awesome. I was thinking more community route. I know you were saying maybe coaching, right? Or you were?
I'm considering doing some kind of paid mentorship. I'm not completely sold on the idea, but I may do it.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to do.
100%.
We'll see what I'm willing to give out, baby. As far as myself,
Because then it's a lot of your time, just acquired to the side just for that person.
Exactly.
Or if you get 5 of them, now it's
I'm not interested. I'm trying to be a wholesaler, not a
whole group. Exactly. That's
I'm
why
trying to give out love. That's it. Free game to everybody. I don't care.
So just people reach out to me for coaching all the time, and I'm like, dude, there's so many out there. Just pick one. I'm not doing that right now. And I was like, I'm I'm not that person that you should be learning from anyways. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just say like, look, there's someone that's actually making like millions a year. Why not go learn from them? Yeah, maybe their course might be 10, 20 grand, but you're missing out on millions if you don't take that course. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
You know, so I'm like, go there, you know. But for the people that don't want to go there or don't have enough money to go there, I want to make a community, right? And then give out all the game I have for free on the community.
Oh,
They just pay like a monthly membership, like Netflix or something.
Yeah,
something
Discord.
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah.
Riley does that, and I think he does a really good job. You know
Yeah.
Joe Riley?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, his Discord is very popular.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something like that, and then
That'd be awesome.
it could just be like a community of badasses just like doing deals within. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Just JVing like left and right, and anything they need like contracts or stuff, like they'll just, still review it with their attorney. But I just give out as much info as I can on there for free.
Ooh,
So it's like they could at least like trust me. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, give me 10 grand just to learn the basics.
exactly, exactly.
So yeah. As far as yours, were you thinking something like that or?
You know what? I'm not sure. If I do the free course on my thing, I'll have a link to your Discord. You know what I mean?
Okay.
'Cause I just don't need it. I don't need
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
But I want to do something. I want to give out the free course, and I'm weird with my time and my access, but I definitely want to give out the free course.
Yeah.
I want to link them with your
awesome.
community.
That'd be awesome.
And somehow you and I can collaborate like that.
That'd
which
be
would
amazing.
Perfect.
Only reason I would even want to be doing something like that is because I know how much it was a pain just doing my first deal. Yeah. And I want some real hustler down there just grinding away and like barely getting any sleep, just dying.
Yeah.
I want to help them. That's why.
I dig that. I just don't want to have to run a whole separate thing.
No.
That's why I can't take on.
Yeah.
There's only so much I can take on.
Right.
But if you take on the Discord, I'll collaborate with you on that.
Yeah, because that's like another thing, If you got like a few wolves inside, then they'll learn off of each other. You don't have to be there teaching them.
Exactly.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, I can't be a guru.
So I'll rip that. I'd rock out with
yeah.
like that 100%. I think that could be a good idea. But I have my social media just to help people, put people on.
Yeah.
And if you got a deal, send it to me. I'll help you sling it. I promise you that. Any help you need, let me know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do probably the Gin style, Zach and Rick in.
Yeah.
Free course on a website.
Exactly.
You want to JV with me? You submit it over there. Any what I mean? Like break down all the plays that I do, either do or have done, depending on your ability level and your financial capabilities. And
that's awesome.
See you later.
That's awesome. I had so many people saying, "Oh, I have course. You should push it for me since you don't have one." I'm like, no way. I'm not doing that. It has to be something from me, or I'm not about to push your stuff that I don't even know if it works or not.
If you want to push my free one,
I know you're making money, so yeah, why not? Why not? But a random person that's just hitting me up in my DM, telling me to push their course, I don't know about all that.
No.
Exactly.
You probably get the craziest DM. I get some funky DMs.
Yeah.
You get some crazy DMs.
Yeah, especially on TikTok. They're always just like
crazy on TikTok.
Some of the people that will like follow me. I look at their username. I'm like, what is going on with you?
I've been looking for this driver.
Okay.
I got hired. And do you know how many requests I was getting from kids on Instagram or like people young adults on Instagram with no follow with no pictures, 1,000 followers, their name shoot 'em up, big boss, and something like crazy like that. I'll be your driver. They got a ski mask in their photo. Like I'm out, bro.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. My wife tells me that. She's like, "Honey, who's Big Balls 1, 2, 3?" I'm like, I don't know. They've been talking to you. I'm like, have they? It's like, it's crazy. It's madness.
But I like that your wife handles your TikTok. Does she handle anything else in your business? Does she support you? How's that dynamic?
So she supports me all the way. It's so crazy, like the level of supporting that she does. It's crazy. She's like full blown trusted to me, which is up lovely. And she did apartment locating, and she was crushing that. Even we met each other, and we both were like just not really doing consistent business. We weren't like, oh, okay, we're good financially, 100%.
Yeah.
And then as we kept talking, as time went, we both started scaling. And then
together, that's really nice.
It's been so crazy because she's been able to learn off of me all of like, you know, the things that I've like failed at. I've been always so able to just like give her game, even if it's not. I don't know nothing about apartment locating, but it's still a business.
Okay.
You know. So yeah, and then she's like leaning more off of it and just like helping me with my stuff.
Okay.
And you know, we'll probably get that cranking too as I hire some more people for her too. And yeah, we'll be able to scale everything.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, she's awesome. It's we're like, I don't know, we're like right and left. You know, it's like without her, she's like my right leg. You know, I'm the left leg. Without her, I'll just like fall down. You know,
that's good. That's good. Y'all found each other. I like that.
Yeah,
cool.
So that's awesome.
It's good that she's supportive. A lot of people,
100%,
with someone that's not supportive, that'll hold you back. So don't be that person. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Because you know, most of these people in our industry, they try to look for someone that's just like this, right? Like a co-pilot. But like my wife doesn't know nothing about wholesale, you know, so it's not like, you know, if I look at her like, oh, okay, you can't be like supportive in my entire business, then you're not really a good partner. It's not like that. It's like wherever she can be supportive, you know what I mean? That's where she can be supportive.
She supports you in the opposite things of wholesale.
Exactly.
That's the way to go.
Wherever it meets, you know, because like everybody has like different ups and downs, you know what I mean? Like she's really great at marketing. I never knew. I never was looking for a girl that was good at marketing. Like it just happened. You know what I mean? But since she helps me out, you know.
That's powerful, bro.
Yeah.
Little cheat code.
Exactly.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, so but yeah, man. I even love your guys' duo too. That's awesome.
Dang, she's my best friend. She was just here like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I saw it.
Dang, that's my dog.
I look up to you for that. You know, you're like,
means a lot. Thank you.
Just as much as you're like a good wholesaler, you're also like such a good family man. So it's like, you know, when I have kids, I also want to be the same exact way. So as much as like, beautiful. I don't know if like you know this or not, but like you do influence by just like, you know, with your stories, like I was telling you, super raw, unfiltered. You're still in bed with your kids, you know. It's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, that story, that story you had with your son in the car.
Yeah,
man. I don't know if it was the car or the couch or something, but that was hilarious. You're like, "How we doing?" or something like that.
Oh yeah, Guinea style. What do you want to do? Oh yeah, he started.
That was hilarious.
He copies all my little things. Yes, my guy. I bring him to my appointments. Half the reason I got the drivers is that, do you know Boone, DS Boone, Derek?
No.
He just got a driver so that he could just hang out with his son the whole time and get driven around.
Is that where you got the idea?
Bro, what do you mean? I messaged him, like, yo, motherfucker, you're very smart. I'm getting one today, and I got one today.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So half the reason for work, the other half is so I can be with my kids in the back.
Okay.
And like we can hang out, and we're all doing it so I can bring them. They love it. You know? Yeah. My son, he knows Yucky House. Yeah. Like, he loves the Yucky Houses. You see Yucky House with Daddy Yucky House.
You know, that's the crazy part.
I give him $5 every appointment. So that he gets all excited. He knows in Yucky House, he's going to get whatever this green thing is. Yeah. It's me, my driver, and maybe like one or two of my boys in the car. Everyone's cheering him on. He's getting all excited. Here's my dude.
The second or third generation, like the family, they all lose their wealth and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
But if they all have a father like you, then they won't, you know, because now he's going to grow up and he's going to be like, what's this science class? I want to be wholesaling houses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm trying to get it in him, like, in his brain like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, you know, when you get to the age 60, 70, and you don't got enough juice left in you, your son's going to be like, Dad, can I take over the whole thing now? Finally.
Hey, take it
you know
over.
What I mean? Yeah.
There we go.
Exactly. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm breeding my replacement.
Yeah, exactly. Creating mini you, you know.
Exactly.
No, but that's awesome.
That's awesome. Brother. That means a lot to me.
Of course.
Heck, when are you going to have kids?
I don't know, man. I don't think you can really plan for that, can you? It just happens sometimes, no? Because that's what some people have been telling me. Because I'm like, I want to have it, you know, when I'm like 28 to 30. And then they're like, all right, yeah, good luck with that.
Oh, no, I think you should go home and have them today. Like, I wish I had my kids when I was younger, bro.
Really?
I really mean that. It's hard to explain until you have kids.
I see.
I know that's a cliche thing to say. Yeah. Like, I wish I started earlier.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
It makes so much more money.
What about, like, preparing to have kids? You don't really care?
Fuck that shit, bro. Yeah. That's super lame.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, bro.
All right. Let's see how the wife reacts to that.
She'll love it, bro.
I think she would.
She'll love it.
As long as, like, I support it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. So, you're a solid dude, so it'll be good.
Yeah. Okay. Nah, that's definitely like, because if you look at all the financially like good like social media influencers that are like, you know, multimillionaires or whatever, they always say, oh, wait till you're 100% good as far as your finances go before you go on and take on kids and then like, you know, have a life for them and all that stuff. And so like I was like, you know, conservative in the beginning before wholesale.
That's very mature. I'm not as mature as you.
And so I was like always thinking that like, you know, all right, I'm gonna get everything set up 100% and make sure like this kid's gonna get the life that I dreamed of. You know what I mean? Okay. So that was like the side to take where I was like, okay, I want to wait a little bit longer. You know?
Then wait a little longer.
Yeah, but hey, look, if it happens, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. You know, so that's the mentality. You know, even my wife has she's probably asked me like, you know, 2-3 times now, oh, what if we have kids? You know, I'm like, then we're about to have kids. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna plan for it now, but let's see. But maybe something like this, like your advice, changes, you know, my decision. So let's see how it happens.
We'll see what the future holds.
Exactly. I can't let it out too soon. You know.
There we go. But heck yeah. Well, bro, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Do you have any parting advice for my viewers?
Yeah. Whatever you think you're doing, if you're not getting the first deal, you just got to go out there and do 10x of it, you know, and then just stay super laser focused. There's like so many get rich quick schemes, even inside of real estate. Just pick one thing and then just go all out. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
bro. Of course. Thank you for having me, man.
How can they get a hold of you?
Instagram, Shyam.invests, or even text me if you want, 732-654-9774.
Damn, there we go. All right, everybody. Happy hunting. I'll see you on the next one.
Later.